Hello, BIOL1001. Welcome to Unit 5.3, other words known as the last unit of the semester. So we're going to be finishing out this semester with a study of sustainability. And this really encompasses, this is really where the rubber meets the road in terms of how we impact the global environment, and not just the global environment, our local environments as well. And so we're going to be learning about different ways we measure our impact on the environment. Our ecological footprint is one of the main ways, one of the main measurements people can use to measure their impact on the environment. We're going to be learning about different means of sustainability. So what does it mean to be sustainable? How can we be sustainable in terms of how we design cities, how we build buildings, how we consume and reuse resources. And then we'll also be looking at sort of the implications for these things with regards to diversity. So this is where the concept of biodiversity comes in. What does biodiversity mean? Why is it important? What are the consequences of losing biodiversity? So last unit, you talked a little bit about the loss of genetic diversity within a population and the implications of that. Increased inbreeding depression, the consequences of genetic drift and inability to adapt. Not the exact same things, obviously, happen at the species level when we talk about species within a community, but declines in species diversity within a community can have serious consequences for what we call ecosystem health. So that's why we focus on biodiversity and then linking that back to how we as a society consume and use resources. Just like any other ecosystem, the human ecosystem involves the consumption and use of resources. So that's what we're going to be looking at in Chapter 24. So read that, take the reading quiz, do the essential questions with your group. There is no lab this week. We're done with lab. Your final report was your final report. That's it. And then later this week, Exam 4 is going to open up, and this exam covers Unit 5, okay? So it's the same as every other exam. It's not cumulative. There's not a cumulative final. 26 questions focused on the last 3 weeks, Unit 5. So that's it. And of course, if you have any questions or issues before the exam or about this week's material, please feel free to email me. Happy to chat. And of course, I just want to say thank you for taking this course. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. It was a pleasure for me to teach it, and I know we didn't really interact very much in person. A few times a few people came in, but there was a lot of interactions over email, the chat boards. You guys are all very bright, interesting young minds, and so it was a pleasure to talk with you and chat with you about your projects and see you develop over the course of the semester and see you learn a little bit about biology, I hope. So thank you for the chance to teach you, and I wish you all the best. Bye.